Hello, you all. Welcome back to Beauty with Cameron. My name is Cameron for those of you that are new here, and this is Beauty with Cameron, obviously. Today's video is going to be a base routine. I'm going to show y'all how I achieve a flawless base despite having textured skin and hyperpigmentation. So usually I don't have texture on my skin. I've been taking medicine because I'm going through like dental procedures right now, and because of that, my face has been reacting to the medicine. Of course, of all things, it would be my face. Not really my smoothest right now, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna still achieve the perfect base. I start off prepping my skin. I use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I use the one with niacimamide in it. I actually just started using this one not too long ago. I definitely started using it this year. I prime my skin. I'm going to be covering my dark spots. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Orange Corrector. Y'all know this is the truth, and it's dumb cheap. I like to go in with a brush when I apply this, just so I can control how much I'm using. I'm gonna go in with this flathead brush. I'm going to just color correct where it needs to be color corrected. I like to cover up my dark spots. I like to cover up any discoloration around my mouth, underneath my eyes. My neighbor is cutting the grass, and I really hope y'all can't hear it, but if you can, just pretend like you can. Thank you. I try not to overdo it when I'm color correcting because it's gonna get covered up anyway, but I definitely like to hit those darker areas. The lighter spots I'm not so much worried about because the foundation or the concealer will do a good enough job, once we start putting everything on top of the next thing. I like to keep it real minimal when it comes to that first layer because you're gonna put a lot on top. You're gonna cover it up in the end, so that's all that matters. I'm going to go in with this soft accent brush. I like to use this brush to buff out the color corrector. It doesn't leave it too harsh. Like, it does its job. I thought it was so crazy that I decided to start recording around the same time that I'm getting this dental work done. How you gonna come back from a hiatus and you're reacting to the medicine? And I try to make sure that I'm patting and not rubbing. When you pat, you're really putting it exactly where you want it to go. Once you start swiping it, it can start to look streaky. All right, now that my face is red, I'm going to begin doing my eyebrows. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer pen, and I use the NYX Lift and Snatch. These are the truth. A good duo. I also use this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I got these as a set at Marshall's for like $10. You can't beat that. Marshall's does have like good makeup. I'll say that. They be having good stuff in there. I've gotten some Morphe setting spray in there before, some Morphe powder. They be having that stuff. And they starting to carry Fenty. Of course, they not selling what I want from Fenty, but they do sell Fenty. I think that I'm starting to become like over the soap brow look. Sometimes I use that e.l.f. soap gel and it gives that soap brow look, but I'm kind of over that. I used to hate doing my eyebrows. It's low-key starting to become one of my favorite steps in my makeup routine, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my eyebrows, it's fun, especially when you got some hair on there. I know everybody say they like a clean brow. I do too. I don't like hair at the bottom, but I do like for my eyebrows to be like bushy. I feel like it's a lot easier to work with. Thin brows, it's kind of hard because you gotta be precise, you gotta be sharp, you gotta make sure your tail is tailing at all times. After I fill my brows in, I like to go in with the Lift and Snatch pencil by NYX. I just like to outline my brow. Brush my eyebrows, not too harshly because we did brush them into place, but just brush them enough to spread that product that I put on there. I'm trying to keep that shape intact. So now the brows are looking like this. Next, I go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Fawn. Sorry, I'm looking for the brush. I'm still looking for it. Found it. I switched over to the shade Toffee a few weeks ago and I didn't like it. So I'm going back to Fawn. I feel like the Toffee one was a little bit too light. And I'm just carving under my brow. I feel like when I do my eyebrows, they kind of be giving like 2016 brows. But I don't care. 2016 was a good year for makeup. It was fun. In 2016, we had 2016 eyebrows, which if you know, you know. We had bold glams, like you would be wearing everyday glam or like doing some everyday makeup and you have a bold ass winged eyeliner, glitter eyeshadow, and you just going to school. I like to do everything step by step so that I can mirror what it looks like right then and there. So say if I did this entire brow just in one step, I feel like it would be harder for me to do the exact same thing on the other side versus being like, okay, that's how that looks. Now I'm gonna mirror that and do that the same way. So I try to just bounce back and forth from eye to eye. Next, I'm gonna take this brush. This is a deluxe crease brush. A deluxe crease brush. I use it to blend my concealer. The only concealer I don't use this brush to blend with is the concealer that I use to cover up my dark spots. I use the accent brush just because it's really red and I don't want to transfer the red onto this brush that I'm going to use for like lighter regular colors. And I just buff that out. I don't start at the brow. I start at the bottom and work my way up. I always end up doing this. I be working my way into my brow too much and it be making it skinny at the front. I need to stop doing that. I'm gonna fix this really quickly. There. And this will be covered up anyway by the time I get to like the bronzing, so it really doesn't matter. I just celebrated a birthday in February. I turned 24. My birthday was fun. I had a good time. I had a nice little weekend off. And I kicked it. I'm not gonna lie. I saw my friends. I saw my family. It was a time. And I've never celebrated my birthday to where I did like, well, I guess I'd say like I've done multiple things in one day, but I've never done multiple things within like a weekend. Well, my birthday was on a Wednesday, so I did something on that Wednesday, and then Friday I did something, Saturday I did something, and I think Sunday I just recovered from Friday and Saturday. Your girl had fun. I had a lot of fun. The brows are concealed at the bottom. They look thick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to take this flathead brush. I'm going to take my foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the color Deep Golden, shade 368. I'm going to outline the top of my brow. And it just makes it look so freaking clean. Like, I don't know what it is. Something about it is just so, I don't know. I really think brows might be like my favorite thing to do now, which is insane. It took me forever to even know how to draw an eyebrow. Now look at where we are now. They ain't twins, but they sisters. I'm gonna take this same deluxe crease. I'm gonna mess it up every time. Deluxe crease brush. Same brush, and I'm going to go right in above my brow and buff that out. Just feel like the tail of this brow isn't tailing like this one. So I'm going to, and hopefully I don't regret this, draw a line there. Just to kind of fix that tail. And then I'm going to go back in and shape it back up. Voila. Now I'm going to move on to my face, and this is how we start moving into the base routine, the purpose of this video. Going with a slightly bigger flathead brush. Going in with a slightly bigger flathead brush, I'm going to dip into that same foundation that I used on the top of my eyebrows. I'm going to get some on the brush. I'm going to start by painting the bottom portion of my face. Going in with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer Corrector. Ever since I started doing that, I feel like my makeup been looking more, more chef's kiss. This is the Expert Face Brush. Now my hands are hella ashy, oh my goodness. Going in next with the Fenty Beauty Match Sticks in the color Ebony. The first time I bought a contour stick from Fenty Beauty, it was like quarantine and shit, so I was buying my makeup online. I bought a contour stick from Fenty Beauty. I was new to makeup, so I got this contour stick, and that mug was light. It was for a fair skinned person. I couldn't use it. It made me look like a ghost. With the Expert Edge foundation brush, buff out my contour. And I always go upwards. I blend my cheeks upwards so that I can have that lift snatch effect. And then I blend my contour that's on my hairline back into my hairline so that it can seamlessly blend. If I blend it downwards, you see where I didn't put any, there would be like a light gap. Making sure that I'm tapping so that I can keep that makeup in the place that I put it, having a buffing motion with it. I'm going to take these bottom contour lines and blend those upwards as well. And I know you're thinking, girl, it looks dark right there. I'ma fix that. Gotta trust the process, especially with makeup. It's not gonna look cute until you're done. I just noticed there's a whole spot on my forehead that I did not blend out. Like, how did I miss that? I missed having braids, y'all. I had a closure sew-in for my birthday, and when I tell y'all I hated that, I'm a braid girl. I love seeing myself in my natural hair. I love seeing myself with braids. So whenever I get like some weave, it's like it'd be cute for the moment or the event or whatever. Then like the next day, I'd be ready to take it out. I go in with this brush for the nose contour. This is a small conceal brush. I like to buff it upwards up into my eyebrow bone, but then I like to go back in and I like to go like side to side. You see how it just snatches. So I'm going to take that same brush that we used when we put the foundation on, and I'm going to blend right here in between those two contours. I don't need to add any extra product because the brush has a lot of product on it already. As you can see, it did take away that starky line that we had going. I'm gonna blend on my nose just to clear out any harsh lines with the contour that I might have done. It's not gonna take away from the fact that I did contour. I like to go along all the lines where I contoured and buff it out. And of course, I forgot my chin contour. Whoops. Doing that like this. Yep. And next is concealer, which is a lot of people's favorite part, but for me, concealer is my least favorite part. I feel like concealer is so tricky. I come into the corner of my eye with the concealer, and then I go on this outer corner with it. When I do the outer corner, I elongate the concealer because I want my eyes to look lifted. And I didn't use the brush. I want to be able to control how much product I'm using. And I like to also put concealer on my Cupid's bow. I let the concealer dry down for a couple of seconds to speed up the process. Sometimes I fan. I'm a little bougie fan. Dollar Tree. bottom sleep on the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go in with that same creasing brush that I've been mentioning this entire video. This brush, holy girl, it's Real Techniques. Most of my brushes are Real Techniques brushes, and most of my sponges that I use are too. When I'm talking about a brush, 9 times out of 10, it's Real Techniques. Blend from the bottom to the top. Don't blend from the top to the bottom because you're going to be moving the product downward, and if you want your eyes to look lifted, you want to blend upwards. You also don't want to blend downwards because you want the product to stay where you put it. And if I'm putting it here, it's because I want it to be here, not because I want it to be down here. I'm not putting lashes on because lashes stress me out. I've gotten a lot better at lashes, but I'm not doing it today. I'm not. This is a base routine. We came for the base. We didn't come for lashes. We came for the base. Base is basing. I didn't tell y'all what concealer I was using. Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Caramel. I feel like caramel can sometimes, I feel like it might now be too light because it's about to get hot outside. So I might be going the shade darker. I do bunch like, I bunch up the bristles and I pack, but I don't have that. So I make do. I make lemonade, however it go. We're gonna take that same small conceal brush and just go back on the sides. I didn't have to tap into any extra product because there is still product on the brush. Going in with blush using the Rare Beauty shade Happy. I really like it. I feel like it's cute. Patting it into my skin, and I'm patting upwards. Now I'm going to go in with Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. I'm using this concealer in the shade 144. I'm using this concealer underneath my eyes once again. I'm only doing that inner corner, and I'm just going to take this and blend. Next, I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Baby Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Kunafa. I put it on my hand, and then I take the puff that they gave me and I puff it out and make it flat. And by doing this, it creates a flat base because I'm about to take my, and I'm going to tap it. The thing about powder is however you press it on the puff or the sponge or whatever you're using to apply it, that's how it's going to show up on your face. And I love this setting powder. This is my favorite setting powder that I've used. And I went from the Sacha Buttercup. I was using that at first. Love Sacha Buttercup. But it's a little too yellow for me. Down the bridge of my nose. Next, I'm going to go in with the Liss Beauty No Limits Matte Bronzer. This is in the shade Strength. This is probably one of those products I bought back in 2020 when I was experimenting and learning new stuff. You know, in all those areas. This step, it makes a difference because we're sleek. We're going in with the Don't Judge How It Looks She Bronzer Palette, and most of the words are like wiped off, so I don't really know 100% what it says. And I go crazy with blush, like I got a problem. For funsies, I'm going to add some lip liner and do a cute lip combo. I don't think I've ever worn this one. We can do this one today. This is in the shade Ginger Snap. It's the NYX Butter Gloss. I don't know why I've never worn this one. It's cute. When it comes to lip combos, I can be kind of extra, so I'm probably going to put a gloss on top of it. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Hot Chocolate. No regrets. No regrets. This is the Bag Yo Bang Benefit Mascara. And lastly but not least, I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. This is one of the best setting sprays in my opinion. One Size and Charlotte Tilbury. Baby, I'm still on Morphe. I heard good things about the Charlotte Tilbury, so I might try it. The One Size, everybody says that it gives them like hairspray vibes. They'd be like, my face was stiff. Like, baby, I don't want that. Alright, that is the finished look. Everything that I used will be listed in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this tutorial, if you want to learn more about makeup, if you have acne, hyperpigmentation, stick around for more because I'm gonna be here for a while. So you should stay. All right, bye y'all. She's back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.